So, but it's good. I mean, good experience. We gave a good.
Just showed you that he is a great fighter, but I'm going into this camp.
I was gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He really did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But
Mario Barrios had a heated face-off with Manny Pacquiao at their first press conference. When asked about Barrios being much younger, Pacquiao simply laughed and responded, "Don't worry about it." His calm yet confident reply reflected the veteran's unwavering belief in his abilities, setting the stage for what promises to be a fiery clash.
And are you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, young, sturdy. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
Entering this high-stakes bout, Barrios exudes quiet confidence. During press interactions, the young fighter made it clear that he fully believes in his own abilities and in the strategy crafted by his team. He emphasized that they've carefully studied Pacquiao's style, strengths, and tendencies, and are not approaching the match blindly. According to Barrios, their game plan is sharp, focused, and specifically designed to exploit what he sees as a generational gap.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
It showed that combination punchers. That's how Pacquiao was landing. His punches, combinations, and just showed you that he is a great fighter. But I'm going into this camp, into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan, and I'm going to try to execute it.
His composed demeanor suggests that he doesn't view this fight as an uphill battle, but rather as an opportunity to execute the skills he's honed in training. Manny Pacquiao's training regimen reflects the same intensity that defined his prime. At 46, his movements remain sharp, his combinations crisp, and his footwork purposeful. Observers have noted that Pacquiao appears deeply focused, not just on regaining physical fitness, but on refining every detail of his performance. There's a strong sense of urgency in his camp, not born of desperation, but of determination.
Roger Fernandez. Si Roger Fernandez.
To prove that this comeback is far from symbolic, the Filipino icon, renowned for his discipline, seems locked into a mental state that shuts out the surrounding noise. Contrary to popular belief that Pacquiao had fully stepped away from boxing, it has come to light that he stayed active behind the scenes. He participated in unsanctioned or low-profile exhibition bouts to keep his skills sharp. These underground matches may not have made headlines, but they played a vital role in preserving his timing and conditioning.
Well, he's been inactive. He's older. Man, but he throw punches. He has a lot of experience. And his last fight was an exhibition, which still was a fight and still kept him sharp, punching, doing something. So it ain't like he just ain't been in the ring, ain't did nothing. Yeah, he been working. It's like them underground boxing matches are real fights. And it keep you off bold. Emmanuel Stewart used to do a lot of exhibitions for his guys, or his guys to get them sharp, to get them prepared for a fight. If they hadn't fought in a minute, just to have them fight sharp. What up, Keith? Yeah, just to have them fight sharp. So if they got in the ring and they hadn't fought in a minute, it won't seem like it. It'd seem like they just recently fought.
Pacquiao's decision to remain physically engaged after retirement highlights his enduring passion for the sport. He's not coming back cold. He's been quietly maintaining his rhythm all along. Boxer Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez didn't hold back when sharing his opinion on the Pacquiao-Barrios showdown. While acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary status, Rodriguez firmly placed his faith in youth. He believes that Barrios' physical freshness and youthful energy will be too much for the 46-year-old legend. Rodriguez even predicted a
Go
one-sided
out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but I mean, he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to get in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that youth. He has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about the type of.
Rodriguez even predicted a one-sided beating, emphasizing the risks of coming out of retirement to face an active, hungry opponent. In his view, experience is valuable, but it can't fully compensate for the physical advantages Barrios holds, including superior stamina, speed, and recovery time. Veteran analyst Teddy Atlas added an interesting perspective by discussing Barrios' transition across weight classes. While many see Barrios' youth and size as clear advantages, Atlas argued that those traits may be misleading. He pointed out that Barrios originally fought in lighter divisions before moving up to welterweight. This, according to Atlas, weakens the narrative that Barrios holds a true size advantage over Pacquiao. Instead, he suggested that the matchup is more evenly balanced than it may appear on paper.
Welterweight. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big natural welterweight. And of course we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro, you would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108
that
pounds.
Round. You could move around, navigate a little bit, say this, say that. But there comes to a certain point with everything that no matter how much you move the furniture around, you still know what room you're in. You still know what room. You can't fool yourself. And he's in a room where he's 46 years old with 72 fights. I rest my case, counselor.
Longtime trainer Justin Fortune offered high praise for Pacquiao, comparing him to legends like Michael Jordan. The analogy wasn't just about greatness, it was about sustained excellence over time. Fortune emphasized that despite Pacquiao's age, he hasn't allowed himself to become rusty or complacent.
His age, yeah, I mean, but it's not, listen, he's 45, 46. He live in jail. 45, 46, but he's not. He's always acting. So he's always staying active. He's always doing something, mostly playing basketball, some sort of sport. So, no way.
When Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor, he said, "I'm not surprised." So Manny could say that after he beats Barrios, that he wasn't surprised that he's supposed to win.
Well, what Diaz beat? I mean, different Diaz.
He's already as fast as he's been all the years. He hasn't lost a beat.
No, even if he did lose a beat, he's still faster than anyone else out there. But you just have to set a schedule because he's not 25 anymore.
But what does it mean in boxing that he's back? What does it mean? Like, you can feel the festive energy.
Of course, because he's
an icon.
He's an icon. He's Pacquiao. He's the Jordan of boxing. Simple as that.
No, he has more championships than Jordan. He has 8.
No, he's
he's an iconic figure. Yeah, he is.
And boxing needs it.
Yeah. No, it's true. The sport is hurting. There's nobody like Manny. Well,
his discipline has kept him in top condition, and his training habits reflect a mental sharpness that's rare even among active champions. For Barrios, the opportunity to face a legend like Manny Pacquiao is a mix of pride, pressure, and possibility. He has openly expressed admiration for Pacquiao's legacy, but he's also made it clear that he won't let that respect affect his performance. Tribute aside, Barrios is here to win.
one time I interviewed your sister, and she told me when you were kids, she would do the best in sparring. She would get the best of you.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, usually.
When did that change, Mario? When did that change?
He wasn't the only guy she got the best of in San Antonio. She got the best out of everybody, man. Shit.
No, yeah, my sister's a beast, man. Like, she couldn't spar other females a lot of times because they
unfair.
Yeah.
Mismatch.
She was like overwhelming, man. She was just naturally, strong, and so yeah, most of the time smart part is they were dudes, but I mean, I couldn't really even like spar with her serious. I mean, that's I was like 17 or 18.
Wow.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on 28th in Japan. So, you don't want to really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios, we've talked about Conor Ben, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England. We could have done it in the U.S. We could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was a
For Barrios, this fight isn't just a paycheck or a publicity stunt. It's a statement. Ricky Hatton reacted to Pacquiao's comeback with a mix of admiration and skepticism. The former champion acknowledged the drama and unpredictability of boxing, but questioned the logic of jumping straight into a title fight after such a long layoff.
Barrios for the WBC title, a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?
Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do. Secondly, I think how has he got to a world title shot? Fifth in the world, imagine if he was number 1 and 2 in the division and trained all your life to get there, and then Manny comes in after being retired 5 years and or whatever it is, and goes into number 5 in the division. Boxing these days.
Hatton highlighted the ever-evolving pace of modern boxing and suggested that Pacquiao's return might not be the fairy tale comeback fans are hoping for. Carl Frampton's take was more blunt. He labeled the matchup a joke, expressing serious doubts about the motives behind Pacquiao's return. Frampton implied that financial incentives may be overshadowing the sporting integrity of the bout.
Joke, really? There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yep, I don't know. The WBC, I think they have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake.
Great fight for Barrios because, he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name obviously, but I really believe that, Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little, I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for, I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. My boy, so I don't see that happening, but is it possible? Anything's possible, George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it, but I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he didn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit, you know. So it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on. At that age, after like few years, I don't know how many years he's been off,
His concerns weren't just about the sport, but also about Pacquiao's well-being, pointing out that at 46, the Filipino icon is more vulnerable to injury. Jumping into a high-stakes world title fight, he argued, could be outright reckless. Trainer Robert Garcia offered a more balanced view. While praising Pacquiao's legendary career, he also voiced concern over the physical toll age takes on elite.
Winning? No. Against Barrios? Yeah. No, I think look, every great fighter got one great fight left in him. That had to be Thurman. And Manny, I think Manny seems to want to... Manny appears to be like how Bernard and Roy were. Like, he's really one of those great old school fighters where you gotta he's gotta go out on his shield. Yeah. Going out on your shield used to not mean just in any given fight. It used to mean that's how they went out, period, fighters. And Manny's like that.
I do not want to see... It's really hard to see Manny Pacquiao losing to Mario Barrios because of who they are. But who they are now, you know?
Sean, I do not want to see like Manny on the knee, mouthpiece out. That's going to hurt me.
Kevin McBride, Mike.
Garcia acknowledged that Pacquiao's name belongs among the greatest in boxing history, but warned that no one, not even Pacquiao, is immune to the realities of aging. The Pacquiao-Barrios fight has sharply divided opinion. Some believe Pacquiao's unmatched experience, fight IQ, and veteran toughness could be enough to overcome a younger, less proven opponent. Others see the fight as part of a growing trend of spectacle bouts, more about entertainment than true sporting competition. Comparisons to Tyson versus Jake Paul have surfaced, with critics worried this match might lack genuine competitiveness. Still, Pacquiao's aura and the high stakes involved keep the fight compelling, even if it's controversial. For Pacquiao, this isn't just a comeback. It's a return to where it all began. He'll be fighting for the WBC welterweight title, the very belt that helped launch his global stardom. That poetic symmetry adds emotional weight to the occasion.
At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll...
Winning the title again at this stage of his life would be a powerful final chapter in an already historic career. This isn't just about defying the odds, it's about defining legacy. Barrios and his team are taking nothing for granted. Reports from his training camp suggest an intense, laser-focused preparation. Despite facing a 46-year-old opponent, Barrios is training as if Pacquiao were still in his prime.
Us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
Another belt taken on Mario Barrios. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, before I even talk about the fight, it seems that boxing has changed, because this guy's been retired for what, 3 or 4 years?
Hey, what's the last fight, Thurman?
Yeah.
It's been a while. He's 46 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to be fighting for a world title.
Oh, yeah, for certain. Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't understand why he's even fighting for a world title.
But to make a comparison, isn't that kind of the same thing, though, really? Is like Floyd fighting Conor?
It's not the same.
Why not?
Because.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
No, I mean, he's been ranked. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's fighting a world champion from boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not, but no, I mean, the thing is that, he's done nothing to actually be fighting for a world title other than just his name and what he's done in his past.
We'll say, don't you think some of his stature is legendary?
I mean, his stature is legendary, but still, you have guys that are fighting right now that's fighting to try to get to that number one spot. And basically, you have a guy that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years, just jumps up and take your spot, and it may win a title.
But we see that all the time.
His team has made it clear they are not underestimating the legend. They understand that even a moment of complacency could cost them dearly. For Barrios, this is more than just a fight. It's a chance to validate his rise and cement his place among the elite in the division. Jeff Mayweather, however, has openly criticized the decision to grant Pacquiao an immediate title shot. He called it unfair to active fighters who have been grinding their way up the rankings. Mayweather argued that, having been away from sanctioned competition, for years Pacquiao hasn't earned the right to leapfrog current contenders. While he acknowledged Pacquiao's historic contributions to the sport, he firmly believes that this comeback should not come at the expense of hardworking athletes, still in their prime. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. The story isn't over yet.